Good day, human Latiosites. This is Latios Azurul, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Picross, where we use logic puzzles to draw Pokemon pictures. So, let's begin. Last time, we finished drawing our first mural, which was Primal Groudon. This time, we're moving on to our final mural. Wow, we've already made it this far, so let's start actually drawing. Alright, we have 0 columns right there. We know that's not in the 4, that's not there, that's not there. That's not there, and that's not there, which means those aren't in the 3, so that is the 3, which means we have nothing under here. We know that we have that in the 4, so that's not there, which means that's the 3, that's in the 2. Those are in the 4, those are not, which means that's not in the 4. Which means that we have this stuff in the 4, that's going to be in the 3. Okay, so we have a 3 and a 2. We know that's in the 3. And that's in the 3. And that's in the 2. So that's not there, which means we have those need to be in the 4. That needs to be in the 2. That's the 3. So we have a 3 up that way. We have a 2 right here, and the 4. There we go. Alright, let's keep going. Got 9s, got 8s, 2, and we have a 2 right there, which means we have the 5, which will go up to there at least. Alright. You know, we have this stuff in the 6, this is going to be in the 5. Those need to be in the 4. Which means, that's a 1. That's not in the 5. So those are in the 5. That's a 1. Okay. This needs to be a 2. That needs to be a 2 right there. So we have that. That's not in the 5. That's not going to be in there. So we know this is not necessarily in the 6. We know this is not in the 6, but those are in the 6. That's in the 4. We have a 2 and a 1. We have the 1 over here. 2 right there. And the 4. Got a 5, got a 6, we have a 1 and a 3, that's the 9, there we go. Alright. Got the 0s, 8s, 6, that's just the 1. That can't have the 4. That can't be in the 4, but those have to be in the 4. Those are not in the 4. Alright. That can't have a 3, but it could have the 1 though. This needs to be a 2. That's a 2. Those are in the 4, meaning those are 1s. Those don't have a 2, that doesn't have a 2. Alright. We have 3 right there. That's a 2, that's the 6, that's a 3. So we have this. That's the 3 and that's the 4. There we go. Alright, we have a bunch of zeros. Okay, we got 3. Ooh, 4. There we go. Alright, we have a 3 right here. We have a 3 right here. That would be 2 and the 1. No, we need a 1 and a 1. Something's not right here. We have 3, 3, 2, and a 1. There we go. Okay, we have 3. Those are in 3, 2, and 2. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta do a little bit of testing, and you'll get it eventually. Alright, we have zeros. Alright. We have a 1 and a 2. That's in the 4. That's a 2. There we go. Alright. We have 2 right there. That was pretty simple. So far, this one doesn't seem to be as bad as the Groudon one. Alright, we have 10 right there. Okay, we have a 2 and a 1. Oh, so that's in the 2. There we go. Alright, this one's at least a little more interesting. That's not in the 2, that's not. Which means that's the 3. 2 and 4. So that's the 3. Alright. Also, those are not in the 4. That's going to be in the 3. Actually, that's also in the 3. Actually, not necessarily. Not necessarily. But we do know then... we do have 1, 2. That needs to be in the 2. Space 1. Space 1, 2, 3, 4. That needs to be in the 4. Which means that's a 1. And that's a 1. And that would be the 4 because that would be the 4 right there. Which means we have that 2 right there. Which means we have a 3 and a 1. That's a 2. That's a 2. So we'd have this. And we need a 1, 1, 2. 1, 1. Sorry, a 1 and a 2. There we go. That's a 3, and there's the 1. Okay. Let's keep going. We have... well... that's in the 5. That would be a 1. That's in the 5. Which means this stuff is not. Those are in the 4. That's a 1. So we have this stuff. we have those are connected to be a 5. Which means we have well, this needs to be a 2, which means that we can't have that, meaning the 2 needs to actually could be all the way on the end, to be honest. But 1, 2, 1, and 1, so we need the 1 and the 2. So either way, that can't be anything. But we can't have a 2 at the top, meaning that's the 1, so this would be the 2. Because we couldn't have 2 above there. Alright, so that's not a 2. That's a 3. That's not a 3. So that's the 3 and that's a 1. Meaning we have this. That's not there, so that's not a 2, which means this is in the 2. Those are in the 3. That's a 2. Which means that's the 2 and the 1. So we're going to have the 1 there for the 3. That's not there. 2 right there. So that would be a 5. And the 2. 2 right there. 2 and a 1. 2 right there. There we go. Took a little longer than the previous ones, but a little bit more complicated, though still not technically complicated. But whatever. Alright, we have 0 columns. That makes things a lot more convenient for me. Alright, we have 6. So we know those 4 are in there. That's a 3. That's in the 2. 4, 3, and 1. That needs to be in the 4. Which means that's 2, which means that's a 3, which means that's not in the 4. So that's in the 4. That's a 1, so we have this as the 6. That's not in the 5, which means that the 5 is going to include those. Finishing that column. No, sorry, row, not column. Alright. That's a 2. That's in another 2. So we have this. There we go. Alright, we have 2, 2, 1, and 1. So we have 2, 2, 1, and 1. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's keep it up. We got zeros. That's not in a 3, that's not in a 2, that's not in a 3. Actually, this is a 0 column anyway. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention. Okay. We have 1 space, 1, 2, 3. Alright, that's in 3. Those are in the 2s. So that's a 1. That's a 1. Which means we're going to have this 2. This is going to go this way. Which means we have the 3 including there. That's in a 3, so that's done with. Those can't be there, which means we have a 3 right here, and that's the 1. So we're going to have a 2. Two right there. 1 and 2. There we go. Two, 2, 2. So we have this. That's a 2, that's a 2. That's a 1. Alright. Which means we have... Well, we don't have this, 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 we don't have this. Actually, we could have that. Alright. But it's only a 1, so that's not very helpful. We don't have anything about this. But we have 2, 2, 2, and 2, which means that's going to be a 2. Well, we need this to be a 2. So that would be the 2 right there. Which means we have this. So we have this. So we have that 1 there. And that can't be in a 3, which means that would be a 2, which means this is not there, which means this is here. And that's a 3. So that's in a 2, that's a 2. Now we need 2 and a 1. That to be a 2. That's a 3. Then a 1 and 2. That's the 2. That's a 2. That's a 2. And 1 and 2. There we go. Moving on. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2, 3. That's not very helpful. 6 right here. 3, 2, and 2. Which means we don't have those in the 4. That can't be in the 3. So that needs to be in the 2. And that needs to be in the 2. So that can't be in the 2. That needs to be in a 2. So that's the 3. That's in a 3. That's in a 2. So we have that in a 1. And since this is a 1, we have that the other one. So these are connected for the 6, which means those are not in the 6. These need to be connected. And there's one more. Now it needs to be in the 3, so we have 2 and 2 right there. That'll need to be the 1. So that's there. That's there. So we know we don't have this. So we have this. So we don't have this. We have a 2. That's in the 3. So that's the 3. 2 right there. 3. That's a 2. So that's in the 3. So that would be the 3. Yeah, 2. And a 1. So we have a 1 and a 2. There we go. Alright, let's go. The 3 is going to have to be here. There we go. Too bad they can't all be that simple. But then again, then where would the challenge be, I suppose? Alright, we have a 2, 2, and 3. Which means we need a 1 here. That needs to not be there. Which means the 5 needs to be right here. And those are 2s. These are not, so we have 6 right there. That would be 2s, making that 3. And that's about all we have on the left. But, you know, actually, no, we have 2 right there, so that's a 2. And that's a 1. Alright. I think that's about all we have right here. So we have... That's empty, which means... That's in the 4, so we have a 2 right there. So that's in the 2, those are in the 3. Which means... Those can't be in the 2, which means those are in the 4. That's a 3. That's done with. That's a 1. That's a 2. We have this because that can't be there, so we have the 2 and the 3. These can't be 2s, which means this goes here, which means that this goes this way. That's a 2. And a 1, 2 right there, 1 and 2, 2 and 2, there we go. Alright, we have a 6 and a 1, so we have this, 5 and a 1, 4 and a 2, that needs to be in a 4. 5 and a 2. Those need to be in a 5, which means it can't be connected to here, but that doesn't mean that, so that can't be in there, but that needs to be in the 5, which means you have, with the 4, this will go upward, which means this is the 4. So these are in the 2. These can't be connected, which means that this can't be the 2, that needs to be a 1. So that's not there, meaning that this does not have the 4. So the 4 needs to include this stuff. Two right there. So that would be a 2. So we have this 2 right here. So we'd have 2 and 1 making that the 4. So the 6 will go upward, got a 2 right there, and 5. Alright, moving on. 6 right there, and the 5. So these are in the 2s. That's in the 3. Alright. These aren't in the 6, so here's the 6, meaning that's the 3. So we have the 4 right here, because the 3 is in the middle. We have 5. That's not in the 4, so we have the 4 right there. That's a 2. So the 5 will go upward. There's a 3, and there's a 3. There we go. Alright. Moving on. We have a 1 and a 2, so that needs to be in the 2. Finishing up this row. That's in the 2, so that's the 4. There's the 6 that needs to include this stuff. That needs to be in the 2. We know this can't be in the 6, so we have this in there, in that 2. So that needs to be the 6, because then 2 and a 1. There we go. Alright. 0's right there. That's in the 4. So we have this. That's in the 5. Not in the 2. Not in the 3. In the 4. That's the 5. Which means not the 3. That's in the 3. And that would be the 4. In the 2. 1, 2, space 1, space 1, 2, 3. Those are in the 3. So those are in the 2, meaning that's in the 3. So that's this row done. That's the 2. That's not there. That's in the 4, so that's the 3. That's a 2. Got a 3 right there. 3 and a 2, 1. Or 1, 2, whatever. We have 2 right there. There we go. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Alright, we have... Those are in the 5. We have... Well, that can't be in the 2. So those are in the 2s. So we have that's a 2. That's in a 2. That's in the 3. Those need to be connected for the 4. That's a 3. So that's a 2. Making this the 5. That's in a 2. That's in the 2. And we have a 2 and a 1. That's a 2. So that's the 3. That's a 2. That's there. So we have the 1 right there, and we have a 1 somewhere here. Or we have, that's a 3, that's a 2. So this would, this needs to be a 2, which means that goes downward. There we go. Alright. This one seems to, this mural tile seems, well, mural seems to get more difficult as time goes on. Interesting. Those are in the 3. That's in the 2. That needs to either be a 1 or a 2. Either way, that needs to be empty right there. We have... That needs to be filled in as a 1. Which means we have the 3 in there. That's in a 2, that's in a 2. That's in the 2. Making that a 1. which means we have 2. So that would be a 1. 2 right there. Those need to be in the 3s. Which means we have 2. That needs to be in the 2. So we have this. Can't have this. Can't have that, or by extension this. Can't have this, which means that's the 2. This can't be in a 2. That can't be in a 2, which means that's the 2 right there. So we have this. So that's a 2. That's a 3. That's a 2. That's a 2. That's in a 2. That's a 2. That's a 2. So that's the 3. So we have this. 1 and 2. That's a 3 and a 2. That's a 1. 2 right there. 2, 1. And 1. There we go. Alright. Now the middle row. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. There we go. Well, when it just goes up echelons, it can be kind of easy. Sometimes not as much. Who knows? Alright. It's funny how easy they are when, you know, they're easy. Alright, we know that this is not in a 3. Which means that we have a 2 and a 5. That's in the 5. So that's likely in 2, which means we have this would be that would be in the 2, so we have that in the 3. These are 1, so that's a 2. So that's done with. So that would be in the 7. That would be in the 3. So that would be the 2 for that. Which means that well, that would be in the 3. So that's in the 3 right there, so that's not in there. That's a 2. Or a 3, either way. Actually, this needs to be here because you can't fit a 2, 1, 2 at the bottom here. So that's there, meaning that that's a 3, so that's the 2. So we have this, that's a 2, so that's the 7. So that's in the 5, that's a 2. We have a 2 there, so we have this. That's in the 3. So then we have the 2, 3, and a 1, and that's the 2. There we go. Alright, we have an 8. Bunch of 1s. Which means that's not in the 5. That's in the 3. Those are in the 5. That's not in the 3, so that's in the 3. Those are in the 5. In fact, that needs to be in the 2. Making those 1s. So that's the 3. Since those are 1s. That's the 5. Those are 1s, so that's the 8. 5 right there. 3, 5. 2 right there, and that's a 3. There we go. Zeros underneath there. Got the 8s. 1 and 2. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. 2 somewhere here. That needs to be a 3, so that would be the 2. Oops. We need 2 right there. There we go. Alright. 4 and 3. Those are in the 4. That's in the 4. So that's the 3. Not in the 4, so those are in the 4. So that's done with. That's not in a 2. Those are in a 3, so that's the 4. That's in a 4, so that's in the 2. That's not in a 3, so we have that's a 3. 3 right there, 3 right there. So 3 and a 1. 4. And there we go. Alright. We have 7. Those are in the 4. That's in the 3. That stuff's not in the 2. That column is done with. And those are in the 5. Okay. We also know those are not in the 5, so those are in the 5. That's not in the 2, that's not in the 3. So that's in the 2. 4 right there, that's the 5. 1 right there, so that's the 5. Finishing up everything over here. 2 right there. 3 right there. 3 right there. 3, 7, and the 2. There we go. Oh, right. Let's get this show on the road. Those are in the 5. That's in 3. Two right there. finishing up those columns like that. That'll need to be the 3. That can't be in the 2, which means that 3. That's a 1, which means this is the 4. That's a 2, so that stuff's empty. 1 right there, so that's a 2. 3 right there, 2, and those are in the 4. So that 2's going to go upwards, so that needs to be in there. Pretty much just the echelon thing. So that'll be the 1, and it's going to go downward. 3, and there's the 2. Alright, and I guess we'll do one more for now. Let's do it. Alright, we have 7. We have a 2, 1, 1, 1. 1 space, 1 space, 1 space, 1. Yeah, we don't have anything known there. Alright, but we do know for a fact that these need to be empty. Either there's a 1 before it, or this is the 1. Either way, you know that's a 1 anyway, that's a 1 anyway, that's a 1 anyway. Okay. We know then, that's in the 2, that's in the 2. So, that means we have, those are in the 5, those are not. So that's in the 7. Ah, those are empty. Alright, we have, that's empty, so that's a 2. Which means that this can't have the 5. Those are in the 5. And we need the 2. So the 5's gonna go that way. So that means that won't be there because that'll be the 2, so that's a 3. So you have the 1 there. That is a 1. That's a 2. That can't be in the 2. That's in the 3. So that's the 2. 3 right there. None in the 2. There's the 2. 2 and the echelon. Wait a minute. No, these are just 1s. What am I doing? 1 and 1 and 1. There we go. And there we go. With that, we are halfway through this mural tile. So I guess next time, we're gonna finish up this final mural tile, and that will be it, I suppose. Wow, I can't believe we have made it this far in Pokemon Picross. So next time, we are going to finish up the final mural tile, which will in effect finish up Pokemon Picross. I mean, I guess there is the we could go into the alt world and do that stuff, but I mean, it's the same puzzles we already did, so I don't really see the point. I don't know, maybe one day I might go back and do that, but for now, I think we're gonna stick with what we have and move on to something else. That said, next time I'll see you guys, and we will finish up this final mural tile. Well, this final mural filled with 64 tiles. And then we'll finally be done with catching them all in, or at least drawing them all in Pokemon Picross. So thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time as we finish up in Pokemon Picross. Goodbye.